What is this, episode 24?
2-4.
2-4.
Okay.
2-6-0-2.
Why am I holding up for 5? 2-4.
There is no 2-6.
Literally,
Yes, there is. 78626. Don't play us.
I grew up in the 2.
Don't play Georgetown. Do not play 2-6 and 2-8.
Now I'm trying to figure out where is 2-6 at.
For real.
I was like, where is this place?
Don't play Georgetown. 2-6, 2-8.
I actually grew up in the 2-4. Why am I saying it like that? Ew. 2-4. 24. 787-24.
Go recordings. We might as well start. This is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 24. I have Raven. I was about to say Raven Hill in the building. It's been a long week.
I can't wait till we get to episode 26. I'm going to rep it so hard. I'm going to rep 2-6 so hard.
I can't wait till we get to
2 weeks.
54. I'm going to rep that.
What?
Because my zip code is 54. My current zip code.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But I'll rep the 2-4. I don't even sound good saying that.
We're going to keep all of that. This is, once again, the Can We Talk podcast, episode 24. I think everyone is kind of on, like, let's get this done kind of schedule right now.
We're running on fumes. It's been a long, short week.
For sure. No introductions today, guys. You know who the fuck
You know who this is.
No introduction shit.
It's Raven B.
That's that girl B.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's
anyway, it's been a long, short week. Like I feel
I've never experienced a long, short week before, and
I feel like the week
till this week.
Like the week went by fast, but each day felt like forever.
And then I don't know what the heck is going on with my job. Like I feel like out of nowhere we're just getting more and more and more and more work, like, but we don't have enough bodies to do it. So I've had to fit a week's worth of tasks in 2 days, and it's been overwhelming. Today I took a lunch break at 2:30. I get off at 5 and I took a lunch break at 2:30 because we just were so nonstop. Like I was like, I gotta go. Like I still had shit to do, but I was like, I'm stopping right here for my sanity. You know what I mean? It's been crazy.
I remember one time at work, at my old job, I didn't leave the freaking job until like 11 a.m. to like 12 p.m. No, not 12 p.m. 12 a.m. 12 a.m. Midnight.
It's been a long week, guys.
When did you leave, Raven?
At midnight. Well, because like my job required me to go shopping because I was in the event planning and stuff like that. So we had to go Christmas shopping and stuff. I don't like shopping to begin with. That's why I like to order offline. Yes.
Oh, I love ordering. I got a newfound love. I have no desire. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Fine.
I have no desire to really go in the grocery. I'm not in the grocery. In the see, we're all messed up. Not grocery store. In shopping stores anymore. Like I have no desire. I would rather order something online. If it doesn't fit, I will exchange it for a different size. Like I would do all that.
Draining.
I don't want to go in the store. I don't want to go around people. I don't want to do any of that anymore.
That's how I feel.
My son, he's 17. He's on the same wave. Like when we went back to school shopping, and he ordered most of his stuff online, but then for shoes, he wanted to go to the store. We went to 3 stores. He couldn't find what he wanted. He was like, let's go home. I will order it offline. And then, so he just got his shoes in last week. But like literally, we have no desire.
Oh, I don't either.
I don't even want to go to a store if I don't know what I want is there.
Yeah. Like I've honestly been in this little isolation hibernation thing. I don't want to do anything like unless like it's around people that I want to do it with, which is only like maybe probably one or two. Yeah, like besides like the people in the house, and then like my one friend, like I really just don't want, like people have been like, hey, let's go here, let's do this, let's do that, and I'm just like, leave my ass where I'm at.
Right.
Do not bother me. Like don't.
Didn't Drake say that? I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Drake said that.
I'm good where I'm at. I'm good with that.
That's not what he said. No,
I know, but that's my little rap.
I don't know about that part, but I'm pretty sure he said I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Somewhere.
Like leave me where I'm at, okay? If you see me happy, if you see me shining, if you see me smiling, okay, it's not for you. Leave me where I'm at, okay? Even when like people like messaging me now, like I appreciate everybody's messages, trust me, but like there's some, like I'm on social media all the time, like I'm always posting or whatever because I have my own blog, I have my own OnlyFans. So I'm always posting and stuff like that. So there's times where I just like, I want to just like not talk to nobody. And then the only person that I want to talk to, you know, sometimes he'll be busy and stuff like that. So like, I'm just gotten to the mindset where I'm just extremely patient with people now, but I can't like leave me alone for like a week.
I'm definitely a serial non-DMer backer. Don't respond to DMs. I know like people like definitely reach out to me on some podcast stuff, and I'm just like, I don't even fuck with you.
Like who are you?
What makes you think you sending this DM is gonna result in anything? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Shit's crazy. But on the note of
shout out to the people who not getting responses back.
Fuck y'all.
Shout out to the people that get responses back.
Shout out to my mom. It's her birthday today. Virgo season.
Hey, she's a Virgo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lit.
Happy birthday.
Aren't you a Virgo?
Aren't
you a Virgo? Yeah.
She almost threw me off the car trying to get to bingo, okay? Because bingo is free on your birthday, right? Like to play is free.
I'm pulling up.
Yeah, I know. I'm about to go to bingo too on my birthday. I can't wait. But she literally,
right?
I was like, hey, I have to go to the podcast, whatever. So she comes by to pick me up because I haven't been cleared to drive yet. So anyway, she comes by to pick me up. And she was like, come on. Like I seen her like speeding down the street. Almost runs me over. And then like we're driving, this guy tries to cross the street. She's like, like trying to really get back to bingo. And then like she literally threw me off the car. Like one leg is halfway in, and I'm just like, I'm about to lose another ankle.
Bingo is serious.
But happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mother. The lady who birthed me. That's what her name is in my phone.
And speaking to what Brittany was talking about, like your job like short staffed because of all the bullshit?
So no, just our actual department, like our crew, we've been
Understaffed?
Not understaffed. We just our crew. So I work in IT, and anybody else that has the electronic healthcare record system that we have, the EMR system, electronic medical record system that we have, usually their team, like other organizations, is a good 50 plus, right? Our organization, it's 6 of us. Oh, and we get the shit done, right? We get this upgrade season, like we get the shit done. So we have a strong team. Everybody pulls their weight sort of thing, but we just like this. We actually just got cleared, and there's money in the budget for us to hire new people. So we did hire 2 new people, but they're training. Mm-hmm. So you know how it is when you're trying to do your shit and get your shit done and then train somebody. Like it's kind of,
yeah, for sure.
It like pulls. It's like it's only like half of me because I can't fully focus because I'm trying to show you what to do too. Mm-hmm. So I mean it's a process, but. But you said you were in the same situation? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, when I was a PA, there was just like 7 of us.
Yeah.
Like I got my schedule was supposed to change at least 20 times within that that time span, and I was complaining every day. But they kept firing and hiring people. Like we get 2 people, they fire 1 person. We get 2 people, they fire 2 people.
That's tough too when you have turnover like that. So because you never have somebody that's fully up to speed. You know what I mean? You're constantly starting all over and starting all over and starting all over. So
what my job when I was at PA, my job was to handle that freaking turnover. But I also had 3 other jobs in one. So I had to handle all of the community outreach, had to handle all of the event planning that went on in the job. And then I had to handle all the recruiting. So I'm like a one-man team over here. And then like I would always like get in trouble for like, she's like, okay, you need to balance this and balance that. Like this is important. I'm just like, okay, which one's important this week? Because just let me know. Because she's like, okay, well, we need more people over here. We need more people over there. And it's just not as easy as like hiring new people because everybody is not going to like pass the first interview. Everybody's not going to pass the first, the first like initial phone call. But
yeah, it's crazy. I think that people are really, really like waking up as far as the jobs they choose now. If you, and I feel like this is very common now across the board. Like if you go to HEB, you go to Walmart, shit ain't stocked.
Yeah.
They don't have employees to stock the stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And the reason is, like, a lot of people realize within these last year to 2 years, like, damn, y'all was paying me $10 an hour.
Yeah.
I got my unemployment, it kind of shot me up. I focus on what I actually want to focus on. Now my focus is paying me. So why the fuck would I go back to a job paying me $10 an hour when I'm making, you know, 20, 25?
Yeah.
Or
You know
like, or they can just what did y'all when y'all went to Plano this week? They had a robot, or we could just get robots to just do it.
That was kind of wild. I'm gonna talk about that, but like it's very clear. Like, you literally go to a store and some of the most basic things that you would imagine just aren't stocked. It is not that they don't have the inventory; if they don't have enough people to put it in the spots it should go.
And this whole like, I used to work at Walmart. I don't know if H-E-B's does the same thing, but it is a whole process to stock. Not only do you have like the stockers, I worked at I was a CMS person, so we had to pull down the things for the stockers and fill the carts. And then whenever like whenever the stockers didn't put everything out, like, we had to put that stuff back in. Like, we had a morning and a night shift. I worked the night shift. Forgive me, Walmart, but I used to go in the back and I used to go in the back and find a beanbag chair and take a nap. It's because I was working 3 jobs at the time and I was a full-time student. So right after class, I would go to, like, my class ended up at 12, so I only had like 30 minutes to take a little nap. I would already be dressed for work, go to my first job, work from I think it was like 1 to 10 p.m. and I was a part-time manager there. And then right after work, my shift started at 10 to, and it was right across the street, so it was easy. It was 10 to 7 a.m. in the morning. Then I'd do it all over again. And then I had another job that was another part-time job that I fit in between those jobs. I finally called one day and I was crying because I never quit anything. You know, I was like, I can't do it. And she's like, okay, like...
like, okay, next.
Like, right. She was like, okay, like, wipe your tears, right? I don't give a fuck.
Facts.
But like, you know, but I think also, like, in this generation, and then also like a lot of people are, since the pandemic, are starting to notice that like jobs really do not fucking appreciate you. They do not fucking care about you. And like, they're also, I think a lot of us are, since, like you said, since the pandemic, like, we've been like able to like
focus on your focus.
Yeah, exactly. So now you don't even want to do that. You don't want to do the basic 9-to-5 job. You want to go out there, have a business. It's not even that you don't want to do it. It's like, make it worth my time. It doesn't even satisfy you. I think that's the thing too.
It's like people know their worth, you know, and are choosing not to settle for less. Now, I can tell you, like, our department, I think, when it comes to working at different jobs and with different organizations, the team that you have is very, very, very important. Like, our team is a solid team. Now, I've seen other departments, other roles, the constant turnover. It's kind of like, damn, like, they can't keep nobody. But everybody that's on my team has been with the organization 8 years plus. Okay. Like, so I think that kind of speaks for itself. Yeah. You know what I mean? So
are the other ones, I didn't mean to cut you off, but the ones that are turning over so fast, are they, like, they're different departments, correct? Like, do you think it's a fact? What do you think the factors are for those turnover rate? Is it pay? Is it
lots of things? So I feel like pay is one of them. Like, we have heard people say, we've seen. I literally, because I train, right? So I train new hires, whether it's front desk, whether it's medical assistants, nurses, providers. Like, so I train them on how to use our system, right? And I also do the support on the back end of it. But so I will train people on how to use our system. A month later, I get their disabled ticket. Like, they're gone. I'm like, what the fuck? I just trained her. Like, she just started. And so I have a relationship with some of the supervisors. So I'll be like, hey, I'll send them an instant message. Be like, what happened to old girl? And some of the responses is, found somewhere else that pays more. Like, that's a lot of the responses that we're getting, especially for the new people, is that, like, you know, their options are open. They get, you know, a bite on another job and is offering more, like,
which
so
I don't blame them, because have we, like, Austin's prices and housing is only going up. It's only going up. And then, like, I think we mentioned in one of the episodes, like, since the hope I'm saying this right, FC soccer team has
what?
FC, is it FC? Look, y'all know I don't do sports, okay? I don't know if it's a basket or a goalie or a touchdown. Anyways, Austin FC, the green team by the Domain.
Green team.
Anyways,
shout out to the green team.
I think ever since we've talked about this in the past on the podcast, that, you know, the prices of things are starting to go up. So.
And people didn't believe me a year ago. I was like, yo, just wait. Because when I look, because the metric area, the breaker area, everything's expensive. The worst apartments on metric and breaker in that area, they costing you about $1,200.
So
the worst apartments.
Really?
So I saw a post. It was like, if you're gonna live in Austin, you're gonna have to do something illegal, have 3 jobs, and be on food stamps or something like that. It was like a funny meme or post or something like that. And I'm just like, honestly, like, they're not wrong, because you're like, you have to make a certain income bracket to just even be comfortable. If you're living in Austin, because I've seen rent from $850 go up to $1,800, and like you said, it's not even like the best apartments. They haven't even been remodeled, retouched, or anything like that. So, like, you're basically paying for a shack.
Absolutely. I literally moved out of that area because I knew what was coming. Like, I knew the team was coming a couple years in advance. Every time I renewed my lease in my previous apartment, it was like an extra $500 basically.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I was like, this, and the sad thing is, what's going to happen is, you know, in that area, there's the Northridge ACC, right? So a lot of students live in those apartments surrounding those areas. What student can go to school and afford $1,300 a month to live in a small apartment?
No one.
And ACC doesn't provide housing.
Right.
They sure don't. They sure don't.
Like, that's scary.
And you can notice the gentrification that is happening in Austin, like, especially East Austin. I think we addressed this too, but, like, it's just so crazy. Like, I go past, like, one of my great aunt's houses who used to live there. Like, now it's a big old, you know, 2-story house or 2-story duplex that, you know, is right next to, like, a really small house. So it's kind of, it's sad to see, like, where you grew up, because I'm an Austin native, like, where you grew up, and things are just looking different. I mean, like, of course, we always want change, and change is good sometimes, but, like, to push families out and, you know, just for the scenery. You know, it's weird. It's weird to see people
bring in money. To bring in, that's what it's all about.
It's accessibility.
I'm gonna say it's weird seeing, you know, our white tea people walking with dogs on Berkman Drive when there used to be, like, you know, hella violence over there. You know what I mean?
5th Street.
I mean, shout out to my white tea people. You know, I love you. You know, I love y'all guys. But, like,
that's
sad.
just like, I always forget that freaking area, and over there by Capitol Plaza. What's
Mueller.
That? Mueller.
Yeah, Mueller and Berkman.
Oh, okay,
Airport.
that's where it is. Yeah, airport. So one of my coworkers lives in the Mueller area, and it's so funny because he'll be like, "Oh, we hear gunshots all the time from the other side." You know what I'm saying? So it's so crazy.
Yeah.
He talks about hearing gunshots all the time.
I knew it was different when I saw someone riding a bike with their dog, the golden retriever.
You can literally see the quick difference. Like, we weren't. Me and Robin went to the 5th Street area. They have a brand new Target, a Whole Foods.
I know.
They have I wouldn't say high-end restaurants, but they have decent restaurants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you walk one block over and you're on 6th Street and you see nothing but homeless people everywhere. You know, you literally can walk.
Still like that now that they've done the whole
tent thing.
Yeah, the tent thing. I haven't been.
Like,
I have no reason.
I feel like it is, but the tent. And I want to explain this to people too who are listening. Like, the restriction for the tents was really to get people who aren't from here, who are homeless. I know it sounds weird, but it was to prevent people who are not from here from staying here. So the homeless population, as far as Austin goes, has not changed. It was literally just to get people who are not from here, which is weird that we're protecting homeless people that are from Austin. Like, oh, you could be from Austin, right? But homeless is cool. But if you're homeless and you're not from here, then we're gonna do some crazy shit.
We just need to resolve the problem altogether. We just need to either build another shelter, like have a program set up. And I know that comes out of tax dollars because I pay taxes, so it's gonna come out of my taxes. But like, something needs to be set up. Like, I know in Europe they have a whole program. I don't know if it's Europe, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I know it's over like in Europe and maybe in Amsterdam. I have no
If it's
clue.
over in Europe, it's Europe.
Somewhere. Okay. Basically, they have a program where if you're homeless, they give you a month to basically, you know, live in a unit, apartment unit or something like that, and they give you help on like job searches and resumes and stuff like that, stuff to get you off your feet. And then after a month, say you don't have anything yet, then you know they'll still keep helping you. But I think it's like a certain time limit. After that, they'll, like, if you find a job and stuff, they'll still continue to help you like for like the next 6 months and like check back up on you. So I mean, like, I think it's a great program that they have. I'm not too sure like the details.
That exists here.
But where? Because all I see is like
everywhere,
the lakefront tent property.
I think people have to understand, like, a lot. I won't say a lot. A huge portion of people who are, you know, on the streets, on the corners, that's where they want to be. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of situations, people are like, you know what, I'd rather not have to do a 9 to 5. I'd rather not have to, you know, pay rent. Like, I'd rather just do this because it's getting me in what I need at that point.
So I went to brunch earlier today with one of my friends, PJ. So shout out to PJ. And we were actually talking about the homeless today. She was like, I was riding by like one of the bridges, and this homeless person had a TV, had a stereo. They were having a whole block party. She's like, why the hell am I paying for rent and I could be on the street having a freaking block party?
Bruh, we was off of 5th Street or on 6th Street, and the dude came out his tent and was like, how y'all doing? I was just like, what the fuck?
No,
he's just asking me how are you doing?
It's the lakefront tent property for me. Off of not Congress, but off of 1st Street, the lakefront tent property. This lady literally was sweeping outside. She had decorations, a couch, and everything. And I'm just like sitting here. I'm like, how did she get all this stuff? It would look nice. And I'm just like, oh, so this is the lakefront tent property, like with the view. I see you, ma'am. You know.
I haven't been over there in a little while, but like that whole area was covered in tents. Even they had tents at City Hall at some point.
Oh yeah, they had it wrapped around. I'm not too sure if they still do. I don't think they do. But yeah, that was the lakefront property, y'all. That's the investment area.
It's Austin's fault. It's Austin's fault for allowing that to happen in the first place. They signed one bill that allowed people to place tents in public areas, and then 7 to 6 months later, or 6 months to 7 months later, they were like, nope, don't do it.
Right.
Because you're attracting people who aren't from here, and when you do that, then that's traditionally when it gets super dangerous.
Yeah.
Speaking of changing laws, I saw that they took the abortion, the rape. They allow, so you know how Texas is not allowed to have abortions anymore or whatever.
After 6 weeks.
Yeah. But now if you're raped, that's what's the word I'm looking for? An exception.
Oh wow.
They changed.
Well, it's not an exception anymore, right? So if it happens, you still abide by the traditional law, right?
My understanding was, if you're raped, you can still get an abortion. You can get an abortion.
That's the only stipulation.
Yes, that's the only exception.
Okay.
They changed it because.
I'm sorry. It's my body. Let me do whatever the hell I want to do. I don't want to speak too much into it just because, you know, some people more, you know, but.
I actually heard a crazy take about this, but it was from a guy. But I'll tell you after you're done talking. But yeah, it was kind of like a weird perspective. Like I think it was from the site of a woman who is against abortions. But keep talking, Raven.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, like for me, I'm not against abortions. It's like your body, your choice. Just like with anything having to do with like feminine products.
That might be what they call it now. I have no idea.
Right? Because clearly these men are making our choices for us, so it should be called, right?
Cinnamon products.
Right. But you know, I think it should just be your choice regardless. But I mean, I do agree with, like, you know, with at a certain point, you know, I wouldn't want that to happen. But like if you're in a certain time period, yes. But like other than that, it's your choice. It should be your choice. It's your body.
I agree. Same. Mm-hmm. Like 6 weeks is hard to. When you first detect the fetal heartbeat, most women don't even know that they're pregnant. Yeah. You know, so I mean, it's.
Is it 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 weeks, or the first fetal heartbeat is what they are saying, which is around 6 weeks. So I agree. You know, I feel like we make decisions about everything else. Mm-hmm. You know, so we have the right to choose if we want to drink or not. We have the right to choose if we want to get married. Like, why take away
that choice?
That choice, you know. And if it's not your thing, if you're not for it, then don't do it. If you're ever in that situation, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we all make our own decisions, so that should be that person's right.
So this is funny that we're talking about this. Not funny, but you know, my one of my teachers from high school, she, like, I follow her on Facebook. She follows me. She actually posted about abortion. She was like, you know, normally I would not post about this online, but she says, I'm just livid because I am 40 years old. You know, I'm 44 years old. Of course, me and my husband, we use the proper, you know, protection, everything like that. Like, I
hope I'm not using protection at 40, to be honest with you.
And basically, right, she's like, I have 2 teenage kids, and like by the time that this, like, she's like, I haven't taken a test yet, but I'm just saying, by the time that these kids are graduating, I will be 60 something years old. So like, she's like, now I'm trying to like make sure, like, me and my husband already discussed it. I could be past the 6 weeks. I could not be past the 6 weeks. So now I have to travel to either Arkansas, Oklahoma, or Louisiana to get, you know, this done. And like, it's my right and my choice. And like, she's like, I'm just so livid with Texas and their laws and stuff like that. And, you know, but you know, I mean, like, I kind of agree with her. You know what I mean? So
I think we have to understand what this state is. I don't know why people, like us being, I guess people are becoming older and being more like understanding as far as like what's actually been happening or what's happening within the state. People gotta understand Texas is a big place, right? Mm-hmm. So you're looking at Austin and you're like, oh, Austin's liberal. You go to Houston, oh, Houston's liberal. You go to Dallas is liberal.
Little
they forget the Gerald, Texas is.
Or that 2-6
Georgetown.
They forget that this state is like tons of little cities everywhere.
For real though.
Everywhere. Like, everyone looks at Texas and is like, oh, we're so liberal. I'm like, you just don't know.
Yeah.
You just don't know. Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is, like, it's men making the decisions, and I don't think that should be a thing. I think there should be some kind of like a group of women who make those decisions for women.
Yeah.
Because that just doesn't that doesn't make sense to me just in anything. If I want to make a decision about black people, guess who I'm gonna have in the room?
Right.
Black people.
Oh, I thought it was the YT people.
Yeah, no. I want them to make my decisions.
Can you please tell me about myself?
Yeah, and I hate regurgitating things that aren't my actual views, but it was really a weird point. Like, I was listening to this podcast, and a particular person on the podcast was telling us the view of a person who is anti-abortion, and no matter what happens, rape, anything.
Okay.
And they were explaining it to be like, it's not the baby's fault you were raped, so why take the baby's life thing? It's tough. But that's what their stance was.
Yes, it's not the baby's fault, but it's neither it's her fault either. Whoever was raped, it's not her fault either.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
now you're saying that since I'm raped, I have to change every aspect of my life. You know,
not just change the aspect of your life, go through the emotional trauma every single day. Like, I'm gonna, yes, you might love that child, right? Because you have that natural unconditional love, but I'm gonna know what you were a product of.
That was also a part of the argument as well, that the men actually brought that in. Like, yo, I was raped. I had this kid. I had no choice not to have the kid. And now every single day of this kid's life, I have to not only love them, but hate the moment he was made.
Yeah. And then at some point, you know, you may or may not decide to have a conversation. You know, why is my dad not around? Blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And you have to tell the child.
And then there's more trauma.
And then there's more trauma. Now the child has to live with, I was not even wanted. Like, if given the decision, I wouldn't be here. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So now you are creating just another layer, another generation.
Yeah. And I do commend the women who, you know, do take on that big responsibility and like take on that mental trauma like you were talking about. But like,
that's a lot. And that's a lot to put a child through, you know?
Well, I'm just thinking about it, and
these people making decisions won't even be around when that child's growing up, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, if you really want to be honest, these people are...
And the thing about it is,
you're talking about these 60, 70-year-old guys who are making laws about y'all's bodies right now.
Two shits. Y'all finna die. I mean, not to be blunt, but y'all finna die, and then I got to deal with trauma.
If they do that, we might become liberal state.
You know, like, it's a mess. And let me clarify, so I did pull up the law. So it said, governor said, we're going to eliminate rape. That wasn't in the law, so that was my bad. It wasn't in the law. He's just talking about the state of Texas we're gonna eliminate rape altogether. How the fuck are you gonna eliminate rape? How are you gonna stop a man? You are in your mansion. How are you gonna stop somebody from getting raped on the street? Like, really? Like, they're full of shit.
You don't even capture the people that do it, and it's just it can be a neighbor, it can be an uncle. Like, you don't even handle that shit.
The state of Texas is gonna get rid. So people don't have to worry about the rape part. They're going to get rid of all rapists and incest. How, Sway? How, Sway? If you haven't done it yet, you should have focused on that before you went to... You should have just tackled that before you put the law in place. Show me that you can get rid of all incest and rape. And then... okay, this is not an issue, so now let's push this law through. Now you can't say, what if I get raped? Because we got alleviated it. Y'all can't do shit. Y'all are blowing smoke.
At this point, yes.
This point, no. It's
no, like, I mean, like, I'm agreeing with her. Like,
no, for sure. Mm-hmm. But, like, I really... like, people never thought about this stuff until it affects them, right? Like, a lot of things we do when it comes to voting and things like that, it's only things that affect us, right? Yeah. Everyone is very selfish in the sense of doing things that affect them. A lot of things that Texas has by far done worse things. I'll be honest with you, right? Texas as a state it's just a lot of bullshit, and people are now that the stuff is truly affecting them. And they're adults and they can make their own true decisions. They're like, wait, that don't sound right. But when they were probably like 16 to 20 years old, and that was the law, I was like, kind of just got to go with the law. Now you're like, wait, hold up. I got to do what? With my what? When? How?
They just be pulling shit out of their...
I didn't read the whole story because it'll take a long time. But just look at that picture. She's 12 weeks. How can you tell? You can't even tell.
You can't truthfully tell.
Yeah, you can't. You know, that's 12 weeks. Let alone
that's not even the biggest
and I wonder if there are people, well, because like I said, like when you make certain laws for certain people, there should be those certain people in the room. I wonder if there is some kind of like back of the house thing where like there are women who are like, yeah, for sure, by 6 weeks, and that's what these lawmakers are making the decisions based off of. Like I'm sure there are some kind of entities that are giving them the backbone to sit up here, and yeah, Greg Abbott, he only sits, but sit up here. he sits up here and makes decisions. So sorry. Right. He keeps it rolling. You know what I mean?
Everybody's always trying to stand with him. Yeah. Let me stop.
Well, he keeps it rolling. It's crazy.
Everybody always trying to stand with him. You know, I am not about to play with y'all today.
This ain't the rolling 20s.
You see me rolling, they hating,
patrolling and trying to catch me all the time. You riding dirty. You are riding dirty.
So I skimmed over this story. This is a story. This lady said she had an abortion on June 10th, 2021. She never intended to share this story. They had her and her husband tried to have a child for a very long time. Long story short, they started having trauma, or she experienced some trauma. They went back and forth to the children's hospital, and they were diagnosed with a blood clot and of a cyst inside the umbilical cord. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, it's just so.
To my understanding, if the actual law does like exclude that, like if it's going to be detrimental to the woman having the child.
Is this in Texas?
I don't know where she was.
But if like the law, the part of the actual true law, like I've actually looked into this for whatever reason, like if the pregnancy is detrimental to the life of the mother, like something such as that, then an abortion is
what about to the
deemed
life of the child?
Acceptable in the state of Texas.
What about the life of the child? Because I think this was gonna have him have some medical
to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, but it just in the frame of having an abortion, if the actual pregnancy, because shout out to women, because you can definitely experience some extreme complications while having the child, but if it's deemed that having the child can end the mother's life, that's quote unquote once again an acceptable abortion loophole thing. I don't know what to call it.
Right, but I'm saying, like, what if the child, if you do decide to go with are you forced to continue with the pregnancy, but he has medical conditions because you chose to have him? Like, I wonder how that works. You know what I mean?
I didn't look into that.
Yeah. Yes, so what she's saying is, at any point, the blood clot could cut off supply,
for the child.
Could kill him. So they made the decision to, so they didn't suffer, so the baby doesn't suffer and that sort of thing, to end it early or whatever.
I don't know if that would be within the law was passed. Because there's.
But there's just my point was there's just so many different situations. It's not just because I don't want the baby. You don't know each given situation. So to just rule it, nobody can do this or X. Yeah. It's kind of, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. The craziest. I'm not going to say comparison, but the craziest example that I've seen in real time, as far as like not only states not being on the same page, counties not being on the same page. Remember when the pandemic started and like Wilson County, you didn't have to have a mask, but Travis County, you did.
Yes.
And they're within 10, 15 minutes of each other.
Yeah, that's still going on right now.
You know what I mean? Like the county got to choose how they protected you. Yeah. And you're like, traditionally, you're going to go through both counties. Like you're going to do that just by traveling a normal route, right? And these states are
San Antonio. They were with the mask mandate, but then in Dallas and Houston they weren't. Just shit like that.
That's we're called we're one of the only countries in the world that have the word united in it, and we're so far from that.
So far.
It's actually
just call us some goddamn states.
Did y'all see that?
Not no damn United States. Just states.
Just call states.
So just got states.
Just U.S. No, just SA. States America.
No, it's just Texas, because Texas is its own state.
Just SS. Just some shitty states is all it is.
Did y'all see that? I don't know if he passed it, but Biden is passing like any employer over 100 employees will have to get vaccinated.
I thought I saw government employees.
Let me see.
Yeah, it was frontline workers and federal workers. He
posted on Instagram.
And then there's even crazy examples in that. Like I think there's a whole group of like frontline workers that are like, we did this shit for 2 years now, and we didn't contract anything, but we made sure we was good. Yeah. And now you're telling me I have to get it?
Yeah.
After I worked for 2 years.
I don't know. It says businesses, but I'm gonna have to read more into it.
I saw vaccinated or tested mandatory.
Vaccines or test mandate. Oh, okay. So either or.
They just have to get tested like probably every like 2 weeks or so.
Probably every week.
Probably.
Because I think in San Antonio, my one of my good friends is a teacher, and they even last year during the pandemic, they had weekly tests. They had to get tested weekly for work at school. So that's even different for each school district. You know
That's
what I'm
what I'm
saying?
saying. I'm
Like
telling
she
you,
had
this-
weekly
this-
tests that they had.
This
to
country is
test
not united
weekly,
in the
but
way people think
I
and
don't think
believe.
none of that shit was happening down
There's
here.
a lot. Did y'all see that? Did y'all hear? There's a lot of like parents like arguing like, why does my kid have to wear a mask at school?
That's the point I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like literally, like no one's on the same page. Like no one's getting the same information. To be honest with you, like every outlet, every situation that you're bringing in information, they're getting. So we in this community, we got that information you just disclosed, right? And a different community outside of ours, they got something else, and then another community got something else, right? You know how we all knew what we were talking about when you said it, like we all knew that because that's in our community and we know that. It's the same thing for every other community out here. Literally the same thing. They're getting some bullshit just like we got to.
Oh, Texas, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? You know,
I don't know if I can vouch for Plano, but like let's move on to another subject. I'm tired of talking about abortions and vaccines. Just crazy.
Yeah.
Really wanted to say
But what you guys
Another
do
day in
for
life.
Labor Day? Or Labor Day weekend. So that starts from Friday, you get off till Monday, right?
Man, y'all, I went out in the streets. Remember I told you my friend was coming from Philadelphia, right? So I went out and I met up with all my old friends. They're like, oh my God, we haven't seen you in so long. You look so pretty. And I was like, of course I look pretty. Anyways, so just kidding. Like, I'm not kidding. I look pretty. But anyways, like, I just felt so out of place. And it wasn't just because it just wasn't because I haven't went out in so long. I was just like, I want to go home. Like, I just kept thinking in my head, I want to be home. I want to be home.
Yeah.
You know, since I've just kind of went through this whole growth process, I'm just kind of on a different like head level.
Wavelength.
Yeah. And I just rather be at home. I rather be with my family. I rather be like actually doing something productive. Like with my time, I don't want to waste my money anymore, like on just things that just don't even matter, like, you know, that are just like,
You're growing up.
I know,
Adulting and whatever.
right? And so I saw my ex-friend that, you know, she
Ex-friends, I've never used that word before.
yeah, I'm just saying ex-friend because like we just, you know,
I would just say somebody I used to be cool with.
yeah,
We used to
basically.
be.
No, they're an ex. They've been exiled. Just kidding. No, but I saw them and like, you know, before I don't even know if I told y'all, like she was basically like she was texting, like I still like have her like it's not, my phone's not blocked from her, just social media and stuff, just because I just don't want to see, like I just don't want to see negativity, and like that's pretty much what they were posting. And so she was texting on the group chat, and everything that I said was like a little bit like, it was more like, you know, I don't like, I just kind of felt like it was just like out of place for some reason since we hadn't talked in so long.
Yeah.
And then when we went out, it was kind of like the same thing, but I just made sure like I just kept my composure. Like it didn't bother me, it didn't faze me or anything like that. I just like overall I just did not want to be there. I just wanted to like be home. I did enjoy myself. Like I enjoyed myself with my friends and stuff like that. But it was just kind of an awakening. Like I'd rather be home. Like I've been enjoying like the sober life because I used to drink probably not a lot, but I used to drink. And like even with me, you know, smoking weed, like I don't even do that anymore. So it's just like my mind is kind of sober and like my body's sober. So I haven't done any of that. And it was medicinal, so in case people are wondering and they're busybodies, it was medical medicinal. But so after I went home, I was like, you know, I'm just like, I'm happy in like my own energy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like I just feel protected in my safe space. Like I don't feel drained anymore. Like everybody could notice, like they were like, you look so happy. You look so like happy, like what's going on, like what have you been doing? I'm just like nothing, just like, you know, hanging out. And like I don't want to give a lot of people information on what I'm doing, you know, because it's just like this is my personal like piece, you know. But going back to Labor Day, I did go out, did have a good time. It was a little weird for me, a little awkward, but I did start writing a book. So yeah, that's what I've been focusing on right now. You know, just trying to get like my messages out there that I've been like kind of had bottled up for a long time.
Yeah.
Talking about like 3 or 4 years. But other than that, have fun with my family. And yeah, that's about it.
What about
Went to
you, Britt?
church.
Let's just call you Britt. I mean,
Yeah.
Brittany.
You can call me Britt. People that I fuck with can call me Britt. Not everybody calls me Britt. So
I don't know why you even said that.
I want a nickname.
If you would have said Britt, and if you would have said Britt and I didn't fuck with you, I'd been like, huh? Like I would have stopped you. But I just kept going. It's cool.
I don't know why I said it. Like I would never say that. Like I would never be like Britt. Dealing with Raven, like Brett. Like what? Why did I say that? I felt so unnatural.
But it sounded natural. You're like, yeah, go Brett.
I just took a day trip to San Antonio to see one of my cousins. She lives out there. So it was cool. She had a little kickback at her house. It was so funny because my cousin that I went with, you know, we just are still kind of cautious the way we move, right? And so she told us that she was having a kickback, and we were like, so how many people coming? And she was like, yeah. I said, what the fuck is he in? You know, like, how many people you think coming? And then her homegirl that was with her, we were in the store, like, so my cousin wasn't with us. We were picking up some food and stuff. And I was like, so how many people are y'all expecting? And she said, yeah. I'm like, what the hell is with this number? Like, y'all are starting to scare me. Like, yeah? Like, you don't want to give me a number? So then finally they were like, well, it can go from like 5 to 25 real quick.
Wait a minute.
I said, hello.
Rewinded.
Luckily, it didn't go to 25. It was like 10 of us. But we had a really good time. We played Taboo. We did karaoke. We played some drinking games, like a cocktail contest. Like it was just good energy, good people, you know, good vibes. Yeah, so we had a good time. So I did that on Saturday, came back on Sunday. We had brunch with some other friends. One of my friends that just got married, we met up with her and her husband and had brunch.
In San Antonio?
On the way back. Really good place.
Called what?
That's what else I did. I got my COVID shot.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did? Yeah, I saw that.
So then on Sunday and Monday, just kicked it with the family. Played a lot of dominoes and shit like that. So it was a good time. I'm looking up the spot, and I'm gonna tell you in just a second. While I'm looking it up, how was your weekend?
Nope, look it up because my computer's going slow and I can't find the robot.
You can't look for what you're looking for?
I can't find the robot.
It was on the way out.
So does the second COVID, I know this is off topic, but does the second COVID shot hurt or does it make you sick? Because I'm scared.
I was completely fine.
Like the first one, like it just, I only had like pain in my arm for like one day, and I was lifting my arm. I was like, oh yeah, let's not do that, Raven. So I'm just kind of nervous now. Like I was so dramatic about it. Like I screamed before it happened, and then he poked me, and I was like, oh, is that it?
Found it.
What is it called?
It's the Magnolia Pancake House.
Ooh. In San Antonio?
It slapped. It was really, really good.
What'd y'all get?
I got chicken and waffle sliders.
Magnolia.
My cousin got French toast, some pancakes. No, not pancakes. French toast.
Ooh, that looks good. Now me already on the website.
It was good. It was good. The mimosas were great.
Ooh, that's what I had this morning.
You had mimosas this morning?
My cousin got French toast and I think some sausage and some eggs.
I went to brunch this morning.
But yeah, Magnolia Pancake House. Very, very, very tasty.
This looks tasty. Ooh, spinach and mushroom. Yes.
Yeah, my computer's like not doing what it needs.
What
to
is a jambalaya omelet? Now that sounds interesting.
Jambalaya and eggs.
Okay, Calvin.
Fucking noise.
Okay, I did hear it this time.
That sounds good. But no, this morning I went to brunch at Kirby Lane, the one in Mueller.
I've never been to Kirby Lane. I've always said I'm gonna go.
I've never been either.
It's not like
Spectacular.
you know.
It's not.
But I did have like
That I heard
the vegan queso, which was good, and like I've had vegan queso before, like with the cashews at this place in Denton. I can't remember what it's called, but anyways, I had the vegan queso. Then I had these humongous freaking pancakes with blueberries. It normally comes with cinnamon toast or cinnamon like roll pancakes, but I did not. I was like, just give me regular pancakes. I don't want none of that. And then it comes with chicken too. Like instead of chicken and waffles, chicken and pancakes, which is a weird combination to me. Should have just got the salmon tacos. But it was good. My mimosa was good. Like I was like, what did you put in this mimosa? It tastes like regular mimosa, but like I felt like I was just like, I guess because I've been drinking a while. He's like, oh, I added a little vodka for you. No, it's not add vodka. I can't drink it how I used to anymore. Did you find the robot?
Yes, I found the robot. My computer's going a little not as fast as it should. So for Labor Day weekend, I spent my time in Plano, Texas. I've never in my life stayed at the same hotel twice. This is the first time I actually went right back to the hotel that I was at last time. When we were in Dallas for Brittany's birthday, we stayed in Plano, and I like the hotel was great. Like it was just a great hotel. It was like one of those like, we choose something else and it's not this, I'm gonna be upset the whole trip.
Yeah.
So we stayed in Plano, but we didn't go to Dallas. We didn't venture out to Dallas. Everywhere we ate was in Plano. Shout out to Plano. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that area was as lit as it was. Like,
Yeah, Plano's a good time.
Plano, Frisco, in the Cole McKinney area.
Even if you eventually go back outside, like there's there's nice places to kick it and go out in Plano as well.
Legacy, I think it's called Legacy. I mean, like the Legacy Hall is right by like the shops of Legacy where you can go out to as well.
I feel like I felt like I didn't know there was multiple malls within Plano. So we went to one mall. It was Willowbrook.
Willowbrook.
What? Willow Bend. We got there early too. Like as soon as it opened, we were there. But within probably like 20 to 30 minutes being there, I was like, oh shit, no, people starting to come. It's time to go.
I don't know if y'all like desserts or anything like that, but next time that y'all go, please, I'm begging y'all, go to Susie's Cakes. Bomb cakes. Like they're not anything like the designs or anything is not spectacular, but the cake itself, so good. But I think it's only in Dallas. It's called Susie's Cakes. They're really, really good. Cool. Shout out to Susie.
And I want to definitely shout out before we get out of here, like just the restaurants we went to, the quality of restaurants. We went to a sushi and ramen place. Probably, I would say I've had some good ramen here, but it's probably top 3 ramen.
Is that the same spot? Did you go back to that spot from last time?
No, so the spot we went to originally was Fusion Kitchen.
Okay.
That place had Korean barbecue and Chinese hot pot.
Oh, okay.
Unlimited. Okay. So definitely, that was actually the first place we went to eat.
This time?
Yeah, that was the first place.
So you went back there too?
We went back. No, we only went back to one place, which is the Fusion Kitchen place. That was the first
place. That's what I mean. Y'all went back there?
Yeah, we went back.
The Fusion Kitchen, that's the hot pot place?
It's hot pot and Korean barbecue. It's a buffet. So literally all the...
Well, I've never even had it and it sounds good.
You should go. We should all go.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally one of my favorite places. Like if I could name probably my top 10 favorite restaurants, Fusion Kitchen's definitely in there. And the setup is nice too. We were the last people there for the second time.
Oh, y'all did it again? Last people there?
Yeah.
I was in Dallas when I'm asking y'all when. Y'all don't know when. In October for a wedding. I'm in a wedding. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
Yikes. But I mean, it's basically a buffet. So like all the food is like displayed like a corner circle. So you have all your meats, all your Korean barbecue meats. You have all your hot pot meats, literally lined up, and you just go pick as much as you want.
Yeah.
Really good experience. I still like it. I still like it. I love it. Like every time I go to Dallas, I'm probably gonna go to Fusion Kitchen to eat. We tried. I can't pronounce it, but it's Akaya ramen and sushi bar. Dope ramen. I think Robin got yakisoba, which is like a traditional Chinese stir fry with noodles.
That sounds good.
This is one of the first times I've seen her eat the whole meal. First of all, we go to places she's never experienced before. She kind of like backs away from it, but this time she just destroyed it. I was like, I was like,
to your plate.
Also, I can't. What's the name? It starts with a T. The Mexican place with the robot. Taquiata. Los Angeles.
That was in Plano. Everything was in Plano.
Yeah. This place, to our surprise, so they don't have servers that actually deliver the food. They have a robot thing. Like it literally, like the back of the house puts the food on there. I don't know what they press, but that motherfucker goes around people, stops, excuse me, whatever the fuck it says, and goes around people and goes to the exact table where they're delivering the food, stands there, lets you take your shit off, and then walks back to the kitchen.
If you send me that video, I can post it on Instagram, and then y'all can see it.
I've literally never seen that shit in my life. To the point where I was at the hotel like, what the fuck is this? And how do I get one? Because I want one so bad.
I can see you totally like trying to wrap your mind. Like I can see you focused on that. Like how the fuck does that work? And how do they do that?
That's
and
exactly what
like I see it. I have a whole vision. It's like probably like hours of you trying to figure it out.
What happened?
Next day.
I was so obsessed. I was so obsessed. Like that sucks for workers, but also like just imagine.
Kind of dope.
It is dope, and it's just like I don't know how I didn't know how it worked until I looked into it. So the robot itself is about $8,000. So,
oh, you found it.
Wait. Rewind. You looked it up.
So it's
I'm
about
not
$8,000.
I'm not surprised.
Takes your food to where you need to go. I think the burritos were alright. Wasn't nothing like out of this world burrito wise. I don't know how you felt about the burrito, but it was just a burrito. So we went to Fusion, that place, and then we talked about the ramen place, and then our final restaurant that we stopped in. But in between all that stuff, I went to the Velvet Taco out there, craving it. They had one, had to go, and this one had a drive-through pickup.
Wait, which
Velvet Taco, like the Velvet Taco. I'm not impressed.
Like,
I love their tacos.
well, the Velvet Taco originated in Dallas. So wait, which one had a drive-through?
So the one we went to, what was in Plano, had a pickup drive-through. So I don't think you can order at the drive-through, but I think like if you ordered online or called in, you can literally just pull up in the car and grab it. So had that.
Because that was my spot to go to when I used to go out and
It was less busy than the one in the Domain traditionally is every day. In the final spot, we went to the Biscuit Bar. Best biscuits I've ever had in my life, to be honest with you. Like absolutely, like I don't know what they did to the biscuits or whatever, but even in the front of the line itself, they have like a window where someone's actually making biscuits. So great experience there. Plano was cool. Went to an IKEA that had an escalator. I never experienced that shit before. That shit was out of this world. I don't know why.
I don't really fuck with IKEA like that.
I don't either, but I was like, I've never been to another IKEA before. Why not?
I think I would have anxiety.
It was tough in there. We was like, I was probably like in there for 10 minutes. Like, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Shortcuts. Get me the fuck out of here.
I don't fuck with IKEA like that.
It is time to go.
It took me to the pandemic when we didn't have shit else to do, but do home renovations and build shit. Okay, we can go to IKEA. That's it. Before that, I have no love for IKEA. So I don't know that I can.
pretzels.
I don't know that I can go through a whole 2-story one.
But it was weirdly shaped. Like it wasn't like the display of the furniture was on like both levels. I don't know how to explain it. It was just like, yeah. So like the display floor that's in the one at Round Rock, was upstairs, and then downstairs was like where all the inventory and stuff is.
Oh, I get it.
So I don't think it was bigger than the one here. In all honesty, I just think it was shaped
No, because I lose
differently.
my breath walking around there.
I be looking for the way. You know, how you can cut through to the end.
That's exactly what we did.
Yeah, I love
10
it.
minutes in, I was like, nope.
I'm looking for the go this way.
I literally get
Get the
lost
hell out of there.
because my fat self always goes to get a pretzel first, and then I have to go find whoever I came with.
Let me tell you, I made a mistake one year of they give during Veterans Day, they usually give away a free meal, and so people that are my fellow military people, we know on Veterans Day, it's almost like you have to take PTO from your regular job because you go get those free meals. Like
Oak Guard does the same too. FYI.
Yeah, it like
There's a few places
and
too,
it's
right?
a whole plan. Like it's a we're gonna go here, we're gonna get this, we're gonna go
lunch,
this,
mhm.
go like you go everywhere, and even build meals for the week. Like literally,
Not
you can
me
pick up shit for the whole week, and it's just the thing. Like we gonna see how many restaurants and how many spots we can hit up. Anyway, one year I was working, I didn't take off, but I was like, oh, let me go to IKEA on my lunch break. This is the first time I've been in IKEA to
To go
get my
eat?
free meal, right?
It was
And
packed.
it wasn't packed. I didn't know how the fuck to navigate. Like I spent my whole hour trying to get the fuck out of there because I didn't know how it worked. I said,
They on some bullshit. You better go through the whole thing before you get to the food court. You can't just go to the food court.
man, I was like, my thing is like, I thought I could just go back the way I came, but the shit is a
Follow the
fucking
arrows.
maze.
You gotta follow the
Like,
arrows.
I couldn't get out. I said, my food done got cold and I can't get out. I spent a whole hour in IKEA. I was very upset about that. And I think that gave me a little bit of PTSD, and
Never going back.
it's just a traumatic experience. So I was like, this is not for me.
Is it wrong for me to be excited that I'm dating a military person?
It's a lot of wonderful benefits.
So I can get
Absolutely.
those free meals.
If you really need shoes, Foot Locker has some amazing army discount.
Listen, don't tell me that.
Foot Action too.
When I date people and like when we go places, like I have to ask them like, is it embarrassing? Because I'm gonna ask everywhere I go. Do y'all get military discount?
Mm-hmm.
To the guys, I'm like, are y'all embarrassed if I ask? And most of them are like, hell no. Like
Until I was
because,
21,
yeah.
I got the discount because of my family's a military family, so I had a military ID until I was 21.
yeah. I'm asking if you with me, I'm asking everywhere I go.
So we need to go to a restaurant.
Military discount. I'll be like, y'all, I'll pay for it. Cash at me.
I don't think anyone from the military should be embarrassed to like ask about, because you
That's why you're getting it. in the
Yeah,
first
I
place.
know, but like I feel like it was a couple years back, like there was a whole ordeal about like using coupons on dates. So I kind of feel like it's
That's
similar.
actually funny because the beginning of this whole podcast journey, the first question I ever asked and had a conversation with was with Courtney, Kathy. Shout out to Courtney. I'm trying to get her back on. She'd be ducking me though. But the first question was, is it acceptable to use a coupon on the first date?
better use them coupons, okay?
So people be feeling a way about coupons. So
love
I didn't know if y'all feel it, or people feel the same way about like if somebody asks for a military discount. Like, but I get like you say, like you serve the country. Like this is a part of your
like
perk.
it's the least that we
Yeah.
that's the least thing. I think military people they deserve more.
And
honestly.
I ain't got no problem with you using a coupon. Like, I just kind of let me know that this is what
Ahead
we're
of
doing.
time?
Yeah, let me. Cause I
this
don't
is
want to look at you sideways. Like,
your steak ain't included in the coupon.
this whole first date is about communication. Like, we getting to know each other. Like, I need you to
Listen. The
tell
coupon only
me-
has these couple entrees.
Yeah,
so
like
if you
tell
go
me
and
how we
something,
You
moving.
need to get the 3 for 10. Don't be over here. Don't be
Tell
looking
me
at the
how we
other part of the
moving.
menu. Because I would not have a problem telling people, don't be looking at the other part of the menu, okay? Because if it's coming out of my
yeah,
pocket.
for sure. No, it said no steak and chicken dishes. Get all the vegetarian stuff.
I'm like, look, I'm
And
tell
if
you what's going down, baby girl.
After they tell you have the coupon and you order the steak, I'm gonna look at you like this.
No.
I told you not to get the steak. It's not under the coupon.
Yikes. This has been just one of those Thursdays where like I think everyone in the room is kind of like over the day.
It's my mom's
Over the
birthday.
Why would you say that when I'm saying that we're over the day?
We already told her happy birthday.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Oh, I just thought about it. I was like,
But still, shout out to the Virgos. Yo,
Yeah.
Virgo
I
season.
am over the day, but like I want to get home and watch a movie and relax. with my-
Exactly.
with my mom.
and I got to get back on some work, so I'm not working till midnight.
Exactly.
She probably not even home from bingo. Shit. Who am I kidding?
I think we're basically done. I don't really want to go any further. I think that we're
We'll
all
pick
exhausted.
up with
We'll probably do an
in-depth-
hour. We'll do an hour
Yeah.
and 10-minute episode next time. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, we'll do some more in-depth topics next week. But we just wanted to come on and grace y'all with, our
Facts.
presence, our voices, and that sort of thing, our energy. I did actually pull up a quote that kind of goes along with our feelings right now. It says, "It's not selfish to love yourself, take care of yourself, and make your happiness a priority. It's necessary."
It is.
Okay, so
Facts.
just kind of focusing on us. We gotta not reprioritize, but just
Rejuvenate.
Rejuvenate, yes.
And
Get
it's
back
because
to-
of the full moon. Even though Calvin doesn't think so. It is the full moon.
Yeah. hmm
It's the full moon. If you agree with me, just comment. You know the deal.
Shout out to the Virgos that
Virgo
exist.
season.
The full moon.
My brother's birthday just passed. He's a Virgo as well.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! Happy
My
belated
birthday's
birthday.
on the way within the next 2 weeks.
OTW.
My birthday's on the way as
Turn
well.
up.
Scary hours is coming. I'm telling you, people don't know what that means yet, but just trust me, there's some shit coming out.
Turn up.
My
Turn
birthday
up.
is March 19th.
That has nothing to do with being a Virgo. This is Virgo season. We don't talk about other seasons within the Virgo season.
I'm gonna
No,
put
thank
my
you.
Amazon wish list.
Nope. This is the Can We Talk podcast, episode 24. We're out of here.
2-4.
Not too far.
2-4, 2-6 coming soon.
I knew it was coming.
All right, we
2-6
out.
has never existed.
We out here. We out here.